EntreDot Live on Facebook Live. And as I said earlier today, I promised to talk to you about how to make yourself more visible visually. I did a short one on that today as well. But it's just becoming more and more clear to me, even in this COVID virus situation, that communicating is got to be done really, really well. If you think you've communicated well to your employees, your customers, your partners, think again. Everybody's worried. They want to know how you're doing. They want to know if you're going to be able to support them. And the list goes on of demands for the need for communications. So it's really important to your business. And the power that can be brought to bear today with online videos and the ease with which you can produce them, it will give you what I call visual power, if there is such a thing. It's the visualization of you and your business. And the videos are now commonplace, where as little as 5 years ago, they weren't. They were kind of a new thing, and the tools were tough to use. But look, before videos became prevalent, how did we get to know people? It was all text and podcasts, voices. So we could get a sense of their tone with their voice over a podcast, but you won't see them. You could get a sense of a person with a photograph, but we don't see them talking or hearing them or seeing their body language. But with video, you get a sense of who you're talking to in a very real way. In a video, you'll get a sense of their tone, their seriousness or lack thereof, whether they're being sarcastic or not. Their body language will give them away as they gesture to you, as I'm trying to do here. You get to know who they are, how they think. So it's a much more complete form of communication. You're talking via video to other people and they're seeing you. Online interactions are yet another thing, or Zoom, for example. I use Zoom all the time. It's almost as good as being in the room with the person. You don't have to get in your car and go somewhere or meet in a parking lot with them and keep 10 feet away or whatever the heck it is these days. So it introduces new and exciting forms of visibility that can be used about everywhere you can imagine. For example, let me go through a few of them. Your website. Let's start there. You can make your website much more compelling, starting at the home page and the About Us page, the services pages, the Contact Us page. You have lots and lots of opportunities to present yourself in video form, rather than just a nicely done photograph and a blog article by you with endless words, even though you might indent and put bulleted items and make it easier to read. It's missing a lot. It's missing you, your newsletter. So you do an email newsletter or MailChimp. I got my monkeys mixed up there. It becomes much more relevant if there's a video of you in there, maybe introducing the article or talking about an issue or telling people where they need to focus in the article or what the purpose of the article was in the first place. Same for blog articles that go online sitting there on your website. A video blog, a video within a blog is also just as powerful as a newsletter. A vlog, just videos of lots and lots of topics. The EntreDot website's full of them, organized by topic, and it illustrates who we are, mainly me. I'm the movie star of the darn thing, but it gives you a sense who we are and who I am and the kinds of things we can talk about. You can do the same. It is easy to do. Have a YouTube channel. If you have one already, hooray. It is a extremely powerful tool. I'll get more into that later. But look at all these ways that you can portray yourselves and your business via video. So that's one dimension of it. The other dimension of it is advertising with videos on Facebook, Instagram, Google, Twitter, if that makes sense to you. So your ads can have video content as well. Again, portraying, guess who? You and your business. There's so much that opens up with respect to the people viewing these videos, with respect to how well they now know you, and sense your seriousness about what you're trying to do for them, and sense your true belief in solving the issues that they have. Very powerful. So what to make visible then? So this is pretty obvious, but let me go through them anyway. The things you want to make visible are via video, are of course your products and services. Of course, this is what you're all about. But you're going to lead with the need that you're fulfilling and how you're fulfilling it. If you do that, your video is going to be great. You can communicate your brand purpose rather than just that logo and a name of a company and a tagline. You explain it. People want to know what you're about, what your purpose is. Why are you in business? What are you trying to get out of this? You can portray your differentiation with words and your emphasis on how you're different from your competitors, how you're positioned within your industry, how you're positioned against your competitors. Words out of your mouth are going to be a whole lot more convincing than a bulleted list of, we're better because of these 4 or 5 things. Support is a whole area that's still relatively untapped. So if you've got a retail product and you want to avoid certainly a lot of telephone calls and emails asking you questions about it and how to repair it and how to assemble it and what if it breaks, where do I get my parts, and the list goes on. Have a whole series of videos that answer these simple questions so they don't have to call you. Your service costs won't go up. Better yet, they're going to think a whole lot more of you as a company if you've done this for them already. I helped one company over the last year get that done, and now they've got a very, very, very powerful support section of their website, all done in video format. Anyway, support is an area that can differentiate you. Think about it, including the Q&A. So you, instead of writing, the casual 5 sentences in answer to a question, speak it to them. 30-second video. These are easily done. You also want to be known for your opinions. You have perspectives of things. You can portray yourself as an industry expert, which you probably are. People want to know that. People want to know you care. So there's a lot of things that you can make visually with videos. So, why do this at all? So the reason is that the viewers will get to know you. I've said that already, personally, and they'll get to know your company as well. They're going to be well informed about you and your company, that you're an expert, that you give them guidance, that you're well informed, that you take the time to help others. They're going to know a lot about you that they wouldn't have known otherwise. That's pretty darn important. So I think there's an urgency to this. If you're not on the video bandwagon, you're missing the wagon. It's going to pass you by. Of course, your competitors are going to pass you by. So it's becoming commonplace. Join the crowd. So I think you picked up the fact that I'm really talking not about major productions with actors and props and scenery and all. And I'm not talking about any of that kind of video here. I'm talking about like what you're seeing here. It's just me talking to you. And I got a couple of pieces of paper on the screen. As you can see, I'm looking around at my notes on my computer screen here. So it's not terribly professional, but it's just me talking to you. And I'm trying to make sense. I'm trying to help. So these are short, Some cases 30 to 45 seconds, upwards to 2 or 3 minutes. Sometimes you'll do a real long one. Like this broadcast tonight is going to be in video form tomorrow, and it's going to be about 15 minutes long. We'll post it on YouTube and share it with people who didn't make it tonight. So these are easy to do. The reason why they're becoming commonplace is for that reason. It's easier to do. So, for example, let's talk about the tools that now are available to you. So scheduling the posts of these things is a challenge. If you had to do them one at a time, one for Facebook, and one for LinkedIn, and one for Twitter, and one for whatever, it'll take you a while. But God invented this tool called Social Pilot. You ought to take a look at it. You can do all of them at once. You can plug in the video, the text, the same across all 3 platforms. If you want to nuance it because you're really expert on the audience on Facebook versus the audience on LinkedIn, go ahead. You can write them separately. But Social Pilot is a tool that you can schedule all of your posts, say for a whole week, 3 or 4 posts a day across 3 or 4 platforms. That'd be 12 a day, all scheduled like on a calendar out through the whole week. I've done this for almost a year now. It is a tremendous time saver, productivity improvements for actually doing your social posts. Then creating the video in the first place. Well, if you're on Apple, I just suggest you use iMovie. It's pretty darn good for 2 to 3 minute videos. Not a major production or anything like that. Like I said, if you're a Windows wacko, use Filmora, just as good as iMovie. Now, Apple people are going to yell at me for saying that. I don't really know. I've used them both because Filmora also runs on a Mac. But pick one. They're easy to use. You can create the video, in other words, record it, pretty much in the manner I'm looking at the screen now. I turn it on, I start talking. When I'm done, I click over. I can edit then the video. I can insert other sounds, other pictures, things like that. I can manage the time of the thing, give it a name, and upload it. I now have a video in my download folder as a result of doing all that. Now, what do I want to do with it? Well, I want to post it out. So I want to make it look a little bit neater. So I'll put a thumbnail in the front of the thing. I use Canva for that. Canva is almost free for most things you want to do. So it's good little static content creator for yourself. I publish now. I used to, just recently started publishing all my videos on YouTube. It's a wonderful platform. It's come a long ways in ease of use and further editing your videos. You can't believe you can do that, huh? Well, you can. You can add all sorts of interesting stuff as the video progresses. You can put cards that advertise other videos in the middle of your video. So people click on it and say, oh, geez, I'm tired of this one. 2 minutes into this, I'm going over there instead. End cards at the very end of it that give you a call to action for them and give you further routes to other videos that are relevant. The idea is it keeps people, as long as you can anyway, and in some practical way, on the videos that you've done rather than going off and doing somebody else's. It's a very, very powerful tool. And if you want help on it, there is tons of help on YouTube. Just do a search on teaching YouTube videos. Boom. And you're going to get dozens and dozens of teachers. The one I use is Jessica Stansbury. She's darn good. She's been doing it a long time, and she does all sorts of other video teaching on videos for other social media subjects. So, so all of this is much easier to use. I would say for me to do a 3-minute video, I don't care if it's 2.5 or 3.5, about that long, beginning to end, 20 to 30 minutes. And having done all of these accoutrements, if you will, to embellish the video, the thumbnails, the end cards, the cards, the playlists, and all that sort of stuff. Beginning to end. You can do it too. So I've talked to so many people that say, oh, you know, I'll have to get somebody to do that for me. Well, no, you don't. You can do it. Okay, I can't find 20 minutes a day to do a video. I don't believe it. Now, I have to, in full disclosure, tell you, it'll take you a while to learn this. That's several hours of studying on your part. Another few hours of practicing it, because you'll goof it up, you know, 3 or 4 times before you actually get into a groove swing on how to do this stuff. But be patient. Get educated. Use YouTube. Watch Jessica's videos. So take this next step. I really strongly urge you. It's important to you, I think, because you want to have people know you, respect you, trust you. And the way you can improve that is let them get to know you via the videos that you produce. Stand out from the crowd. With that, a little over 15 minutes, but with that, we're going to call it a night, and we'll publish this, the video of this for tomorrow as well. And I wish you a great evening. Stay safe, and all the best to all of you. Good night.